You're welcome. Just looking out for you.
Thanks.
So we got him in the bathtub. We dump all this blood all over him, and the blood fills up in the tub, right? And there's just blood everywhere. So I move him out to the backyard to dry. And
Not his son.
Yeah,
not his son.
no, I did move my son out to the backyard to dry. Yeah, the older son.
Not to hang him up though. Go ahead.
Well, he's flagpole. We just set him in the backyard.
Yeah.
So he's out there and he's drying, and in the process we drip some blood on the carpet, got some on the drapes. Well, my wife and I get this wonderful idea. Hey, our younger son is down for his nap, and when he went to sleep, older brother was at school. And when he woke up, now he's awake, older brother's in the backyard, he has no idea older brother came home. So I wake him up, I take him to the bathroom and say, hey, there's something wrong with your mom. Mom deserves an Academy Award. I cannot believe how well she pulled. Mom is crying in the bathroom, where's your brother, where's your brother, where's your brother? So he's kind of worried now, he's just woken up from his nap, he's a little kid, and he's worried. So I hand him off to his mom, and she starts to walk out to the backyard with him, and I'm of course filming because I'm a horrible parent. And she starts walking out to the backyard, and his brother comes around the corner, and he starts doing the, really cheesy, but they're little kids.
It worked.
His little brother freaks out. He is like panicked. He's trying to get away from mom. He's totally freaking out. And so, eventually we stop and we're like, okay, he's not really happening. I start to feel bad. Even as a dad, I start to feel bad. It gets to that point. But his brother, talk about method acting, he would not, for hours, this kid would not stop being a zombie. Because think about it, your little brother thinks you're a zombie. Are you really going to stop?
No,
are you ever going to stop?
Milk
This is a
that
golden
thing.
opportunity. Mom and dad gave you permission. You are not going to stop. So yeah, that was a really fun story about how I'm a horrible parent and probably responsible for all the traumas in my children's life. They'll watch this one day and use it as physical evidence to say that I screwed up their lives and am responsible for all their problems.
I had him tell that story for other reasons other than it's funny, but the imagination that this guy has on things, imagine what he's going to do with this company, with the escape room, with the different themes, because it's not just one theme, and it's the same theme the entire year. So you don't have to talk about any of the themes, but you're going to switch it up, basically, is what I'm saying.
No, that's a really good point. So we're starting with our first room here. These rooms, like I said, when I said earlier, it's kind of like a video game. When you make a video game, you don't just scrap that when you make the next one. You release the next one and you still have the old one available. So we want to keep this room going, but we want to expand into new suites to where we have what typical escape rooms are doing currently is they're going from escape room to escape room. They're adding in escape rooms. We will add additional escape rooms, but we have a few ideas for other forms of interactive entertainment. That's where I can't go too much into what those are, but we're going to be bringing some very cutting edge ways for us to kind of, a little bit of nostalgia from our childhood. It's kind of like, we're going to have things that you're going to say, man, I wish I had this when I was 12. Well, and then you're going to be happy that you have it when you're 40.
Got a celebrity right here. Bunny Stewart's like, oh my, I know him.
Oh yeah, I've met Bunny before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had her come out to the cemetery when we were scouting some locations.
Coming out to the cemetery.
Yeah, I used to work out at I actually used to run a cemetery.
So Larry, welcome to the show. You want to expand. Now, I'm sure you have a plan going, X amount of months I like to expand, or is it an X amount of, what will be the key factor for you to expand?
A lot of it's going to depend on the success of our first room, of course. As we build success, we have a very aggressive expansion plan though. We really have a lot of very innovative ideas that I cannot find anybody that's ever done them before. So we're going to have some very original entertainment ideas that we want to roll them out as quickly as we can. Because also they're in my head, man. I want to get them out. I want to make them happen.
Right.
So given the success of our first room here and how that fares, which I'm very confident in, one of the other things we're doing to set ourselves apart from other escape room businesses, and not that there's anything wrong. I'm a connoisseur of escape rooms. I love them. The other businesses I've gone to were my inspiration to open my own. So it's nothing, again, even like with people talk about collaborating in the film industry, it's the same thing. It's great to collaborate within one industry. When I say things that we're going to be doing, of course you always want to set yourself apart.
Right.
We are, because I work in film and I've been working in acting and all sorts. I used to be a street performer. We can get into that in a minute. I've been on all sorts of entertainment for years. We are using film people in our rooms. So we are working with a live band right now that's actually writing music specifically for the room. We have, we're going to be, like I said, we're using all sorts of props, and we have lots of people working with video, audio equipment. We really want to make an immersive experience for people here, to where when they come in, they feel like, wow, that was a really awesome experience. Not just, we don't want to just focus on the escaping, which is the catalyst for everything, that you
Right.
want to do the escape room, but we really want people to come out of this feeling like they had a great time. They really enjoyed the experience, and they felt as though they were immersed into the world. So that's going to be our main focus. We're going to use the skills and talents of a lot of local people in the Sacramento film community to make that happen.
Okay, so talk about a little bit, you know, the acting that you have done, the acting that you're doing, the acting that you're going to be doing. So talk about that for a minute, and then we'll.
Absolutely. Well, and that's very key to a lot of this. You know, is it's a way for me to bring a lot of my different creativity. So I've been drawing since I could hold a pencil. People always ask, anytime you go on set, one of the first questions people ask all the time, how long have you been acting, Glenn? How long have you been acting for?
Right.
I always tell people, look, the first time I broke something and didn't want to tell my parents what really happened, I was acting. You know,
Right,
the very
right.
first time that you're telling somebody that, you know, you're basically lying is what acting is. We're lying. You know, you get up there and you tell beautiful lies.
Right.
I've been, you know, acting since I was a little kid, of course. We all have it. In high school, you know, typical, I did drama and I did art classes and things. When I was 18 years old, I was kind of traveling around, living out of a backpack, and I found a guy that was spray painting on the side of the road up in Seattle, Washington. I sat and watched him for a while, and I learned his style. I incorporated it into my own work and learned some of his, I shouldn't say his style, his techniques. I developed my own style using the techniques that I
Right.
monitored from him. And that allowed me to make my living as a street performer for the next 8 years. I traveled around. I went to Australia, Korea, Canada, Mexico, all over the U.S. I followed the waves and the snow, and you know, surfing and snowboarding and selling my artwork on the beach. It was an amazing experience. I used my I was working in a gas station before I went out there to perform on the street, and I'll tell you what, I would have rather worked 12, 15 hours out there on the beach than 2 more hours in that gas station. The liberty that it gave me to explore myself as an artist, to really feel just complete in doing something that I loved. So that was an amazing time in my life. But one of the things I love to say is, as amazing that was in my 20s, things that are amazing and inspirational in your 20s can very quickly become pathetic in your 30s. So
Wow.
we do have to grow up at a certain point in time, or not necessarily grow up, but you do have to evolve. You know what I
Right.
mean? You can't stay the way you were, you know, every person needs to go through a certain amount of evolution in their life. And mine was meeting my beautiful wife and settling down with her here in Sacramento. She gave me a focus that I had not previously seen. But when I met her, she had a couple of little ones. So the kids aren't actually mine, they're my stepkids, but I call them my kids because I've been raising them since
Absolutely.
they were babies. You know, this is 2018, people. So I love my kids to death. I moved here, but being a street artist and a dad doesn't really coincide very well. So I needed to get the dad job. I needed to do the career kind of thing, and for the last more than a decade, I've been doing that here in Sacramento. And so it's kind of exciting now. The kids are a little bit older. My wife's kind of started her business, and now is my turn to work on this business with my wife as well, and get things kind of moving. And I get to blend everything. I get to, you know, bring in the skills I learned in corporate. I get to bring in all the things I learned working with people out on the street, getting into film. Like I said, I went and volunteered for the swim team as a DJ. That led me to the radio station, which is what led me back to film. Because I ended up meeting other people that were working on film. They invited me to a set as an extra. Somebody didn't show up for a part. All of a sudden,
How many times
I got
have
the
I
part.
said that on this show? Oh, Bunny says, use me for acting. Absolutely.
course.
I've said that more than once, ladies and gentlemen, and he just said it again. He went to a set as an extra. I cannot tell you how many people that I've invited to film sets as an extra. They're like, no, I don't do extra work, man. I don't do
Oh.
extra. This guy shows up as an extra, gets a
If you are an actor, and the first thing you want to know about a role is whether or not you're getting paid,
yeah. Yes.
You're in the wrong profession.
I did not tell him to say that either.
You are in the wrong profession. If that is your first inclination, how much am I going to get paid for this? You are completely in the wrong profession. You need to be, if you want to be a successful actor or successful at anything, it is your love of doing it that is going to make you successful.
Amen, brother.
The money and all that stuff follows behind. Even in the working world, some of the best jobs I've ever gotten was because I was willing. Great story. I didn't get a job from this. When I was in high school one day, I didn't have any money for lunch, and my friend and I were hanging out outside of a Wendy's or some fast food restaurant.
Right.
And there was a guy standing there, and he was moving a big, heavy garbage can. I was raised to be polite. I looked over, I said, hey, do you need help with that? I helped him put it in his truck. The guy walks up and he says, hey, thank you for that. Walks me in the restaurant. He's the owner of the restaurant.
Oh, wow.
Bought me lunch.
Nice.
I didn't help him because he was going to buy me lunch. I helped him because he was
You
a
didn't
guy
know
that
who he
needed
was.
help. I had no idea who he was. I had no clue whatsoever.
Right.
But it led me to getting a free lunch. And that was just that's a very basic, straight up example, but there are so many people I've met just from being friendly. One piece of advice I can give actors, especially on set, always be friendly.
Yes.
And I'll give you a real secret, a lot of casting directors, they have cameras in your little casting room.
Oh, yes, they do.
When you're waiting in line out there and you're throwing your little hissy fit because you don't like the way things are being done while you're waiting in line to audition,
Yep.
they watch a lot of that stuff, and they will deny actors a role just because they don't want to work with you.
Or Austin says, oh, it's happened to me, as well. Okay, it's an awesome thing. Yeah, absolutely. And or if actors complain about, some dialogue or whatever, and they're pissing and moaning in the back, and they do that. And sometimes on set, I've done this before. I've been on set, and I would be sitting around with everybody, and I just, hey, what are you? They don't even know who I am. And then I hear what they're saying behind whatever, and then when time comes, I'll go in the another room, maybe get something, and then I'll come out, and then I'm saying, okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Glenn Spillman, I'm directing this film, and you see jaws drop because some things were said that shouldn't have been
You
said.
almost make a show for that undercover director.
Yeah. So
Circle C.
Oh, Bunny says, hey there. They're talking about Fashion on Film casting tomorrow. Fashion on Film. Actually, Bunny, real quick, we'll talk after the show because if it's a 2 o'clock casting, if it's the one that I'm thinking of, if it's Son of a Bean or the bookstore next door, I probably should have known that. But yeah, Fashion on Film is casting. I didn't know if they were only looking for models though, or any. So I didn't. No, I don't care. I like models, like good-looking freaking models.
It's 2018, man. We don't have the basic justification for a model anymore.
No, I guess not. And I can't do a model diet, man. I mean, when Jennifer Aniston did one movie, I mean, she almost starved herself. I don't want to go around licking a piece of lettuce and being like, oh, that's my dinner.
They've had a few of those. Christian Bale did it for a role. DiCaprio did it for Departed.
McConaughey did it for
or not Departed. Sorry, that's the older movie.
Yeah.
Revenant.
Yeah. McConaughey and Jared Leto did it for the Dallas.
Yeah, see, I don't know, man. I mean, I love acting and all, and I'm good with the method. I don't know about. I love eating.
Yeah,
I love it.
I think if someone said, we need you to lose. I mean, you're already.
I know, I'm already skinny. That's what I'm saying, man.
We need you to lose 20 pounds. You're gonna have to. Yeah, here's your paycheck, and it's got a 1 with 6 zeros afterwards.
No, I'm not saying the motivation's there. I just don't know if I can.
No, it would suck. I like to eat too, man, because I've been taking off of carbs, like after 4 o'clock. I try not to do carbs. I'll do like green vegetables and whatnot. But I start getting cravings, man. Especially on the weekends, my daughter wants to get pizza or something like that.
I tried to do some diet. I didn't end up getting the role, and I got busy with my business, so I didn't have time to. I had to kind of take some things out of my schedule. So working out and getting in great shape was one of those things that I had to take off my schedule. But I was doing this diet where I was trying to get rid of bread. Oh my gosh, I lasted like 3 days. I cannot live without bread.
Yeah, especially when you smell a nice piece of sourdough bread, man. Hey, speaking of, that's what we had last week on set, man. We had pizza, we had cheese, we had pepperoni. I think there might have been was there a vegetarian? I don't know, but anyway, that's
cheese is?
Huh?
Isn't that what cheese is?
Vegetarian. Yeah, no, but that it is bread, bread, bread. And the thing about it is if you try and stop to do something, all of a sudden your mind's like craving it. Oh, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I gotta say one thing about this
I think
cat.
it's just bread.
I'm not gonna say the name of this soft drink, but it comes in a green bottle and it's green liquid. And something mountain, whatever, is in the name. But anyway, this cat comes in.
Kind of dewy.
Yeah, a little bit, you know. So it's two liters.
No, it's a 1.5.
Liter?
Yeah, it's a 1.
I thought that was
no,
vodka. That was a 1.
No, the one I brought the other day was a 2 liter. But
Yeah.
I didn't bring it full. It was half gone by the time I got there.
But you drank half of it before you got there.
No. I brought it from home. It was already half gone in the fridge. But I could have drank it.
Yeah, this guy's like, well, how much do you drink? And he's like, well, you know, I drink about a gallon a day of this stuff. And I'm like,
I don't know if I drink a gallon.
I was like, you know how much sugar that is? But anyway, I see that over there on the ground. It's about that. It's a little skinnier.
That's the 1.5 over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's the one. That fits a little better. It's more like a football when you're holding it. You know, the 2 liter is a little bit hard to, and I kind of feel bad when I'm driving in the car and I, pass by somebody and I pull up a 2 liter bottle to drink it.
Yeah, it's a big old. Hey,
I
real
shouldn't,
quick,
but I do.
I want to give a shout out to Alex and Gabriel with Two Fools Productions. If you are on Twitter or Instagram, but definitely follow them on Instagram, Two Fools, and the number 2, then Fools. So check them out. Check them out on social media. Those are the 2 filmmakers, directors, writers. I mean, these guys are freaking Robert Rodriguez-ing this film. I mean, they're doing everything.
It's a fun project.
It's a fun project.
A really cool project.
I got
Good
to
cast.
slap this guy in the face.
Full contact.
Full contact last
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times. And it was funny. I gotta say, they came up to me actually. I was in the green room, and they said, "Hey,
We had a green room?
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what. Oh, I got that's a different story. But anyway, he goes, "Hey, I really want you to hit Joe." Because initially I was supposed to punch him in the face, but they changed it to slap. They go, "I really want you to hit Joe."
I'm thankful for
and
that.
he doesn't know that you're going to hit him. So he had no idea when I found out about it. But then he walks in, he goes, "Hey, dude, why don't you just hit me?" And
Oh, I didn't. Oh, wait. I'm hearing this for the first time. So they actually were telling you to make
yes.
Because Gabe and Alex have been doing this. They've been talking about setting up plans.
'Cause they
and
wanted
getting
to
people
see your
try and talk to me.
reaction.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
want the reaction from me.
Yeah. But
But
yeah.
I did give them the go ahead.
Yeah, they gave him the go ahead, and I did. I hit him 3 freaking times, and it was fun. It was fun. Let's see, what is? Gabriel says, "Ha ha ha." He goes, "Oh man, you're too nice." No, we're not nice. This is what we do, brother. We love you, man. Hey, let's talk about this real quick. This Jar Studios.
So basically, this is our logo. Our mascot at Jar Studios is the octopus. Jar is really simple, actually. My son came up with the name of the studio because it's me and my wife's names, Joe and Angela Rigdon.
Wow!
That's how we did it.
That is
It's
pretty
very
freaking
simple.
cool.
And also it ties in because an octopus can actually escape
Yes.
from a jar.
Yes, they freaking can.
And so, being that our first project is an escape room, we felt it was only appropriate to use the octopus as our mascot.
These are the kinds of nuggets that I get you guys. The behind
Only here
the
do you get this
story of
information.
Jar. You just think, oh, it's a jar. Let's put it in a jar. No, Jar. Joe, Angela, Rigdon, Jar. Jar Studios. Again, folks, go
This is
check out.
Probably this show right here is probably the only time I'm actually going to admit that. So you guys are in the exclusive
Yeah,
club.
exclusive, man. I'm the Barbara Walters of Sacramento. And on that note,
You're prettier though.
thank you. On that note, if any of you guys out there in the film community want to be interviewed, I do the show every single Friday. It's live on, we always do Facebook Live, and then it's going to be up on our station, theedgeradio.us. So I'll interview actors, writers, directors, artists, storyboardists, gaffers, grips, anyone in the film industry, the play industry, the entertainment industry, casting agents. It doesn't matter, because I feel that when we have these conversations, there's a nugget you're going to get from this guy, maybe more. There's information that everyone brings to the table about someone out there is going to watch it and be like, oh wow, that was cool, or oh wow, that was a good piece of
Well, and
advice.
I constantly draw inspiration from other people. Not just from other works of art, but from other people themselves. One of the biggest sources of inspiration for me throughout my whole life, I got when I was working at that gas station. I was working at the gas station, and when you go into most gas stations, they got little novelty toys up on the counter.
Yes.
So they brought in these little novelty toys. I don't remember if you remember these. They came out about, 20 years ago. They were little rubber creatures, and when you squeezed them, it looked like they were pooping. You remember those? They're like a little keychain thing. It looked like they were pooping.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I think poop is funny.
Yeah,
I'm immature that way. I don't care. You know, whatever. Poop's funny.
That might be a conversation on
and if you
set
spell
tomorrow.
it backwards, it still spells poop.
It sure does.
A little nugget of information there. So anyways, we had these little poopy creatures. So I was interested and intrigued, and we were selling out of these things like crazy. They're just flying off the shelves. So I did a little research. I'm like, man, where did these things come from? It turns out the guy that invented these little toys or whatever, he had a little story about him where he didn't start his company until he was in his 50s.
Wow.
And he had a story about all the times that he had failed. And at the time, I'm this, 21-year-old, 19-year-old kid. I'm a 19-year-old kid in the gas station. And I'm reading about this guy that's broke all these different times. He's gone bankrupt all these different times. And then all of a sudden, he is making millions of dollars off of some stupid little toy that he put in the store. Poop toy. But the inspiration I drew from it was, as a young kid, I said, man, this guy, when you're 19, 55 or whatever, that's ancient. That's Gandalf, man. That's white beard ancient when you're that age.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, man, I have all these opportunities to fail. I have all these opportunities to fail throughout my life, and no matter what happens, it's going to be okay. Because one day I'm going to find my poopy animal. And it's going to lead me to success.
This is his poopy
That's
animal
my poopy
right here.
animal right there.
Steve Martinez says they still make those.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't aware.
I guess he knows. But you know what? These are the kinds of things you just said you get to, and you were talking about failure. All right, so we are coming up on, we're going to exchange, okay. So we're about to take another little short commercial break here, ladies and gentlemen. And but Bunny says, "Oh, I had a poo cow. Failure isn't really failure. Absolutely, failure isn't failure. You know what the best mistake to make in life? The one that you learn from. And there, I was talking. My dad has. He had me this article, and he goes, "Hey, have you read this yet?" And I said, "No." And it talked about two of his favorite people. And one of them was George Washington Carver. And George Washington Carver is actually a black man that discovered freaking peanut butter. And he has over 150 patents just on peanuts. And this guy was a phenomenal inventor, but did he succeed on his first try? No. We've got lights right here. We got lights above us. Who's the cat who discovered freaking, the light bulb and all that? How many times did he freaking fail? If you fail 999 times, the 1000th time, say that 10 times, you're going to succeed. It's kind of like that old cliche with the miner in the cave. He's going, and he went like 100 yards. He's like, man, freaking screw it.
Yeah,
the next miner comes in.
Not a bad word.
Couple of hits, and he goes through 3 feet of wall. Boom! He discovers all this gold and diamonds. What did you just say?
I said failure is not a bad word.
Thank you.
And that's what we need to remember is we have all these connotations on these words and things. The old Woodstock video where they're interviewing the guy and he says, "I'm a freak," and the guy interviewing him, he says, "Why would you call yourself that?" And he goes, "Well, wait, you have a connotation on that word." He says, "To me, it's a good word. I like being a freak. To me, that's a positive thing. It expresses my individuality." So failure, while others may view that with a negative connotation and think, "Oh man, you don't want to fail." No, you do want to fail. That's how we learn. That is the only way that we learn as a species. It's the main way is by failing. The scientific process calls for failure. That's
Right.
what it's all about. Is constantly we didn't get what we concluded. All right, let's try it again.
And that was another conversation that we had. We got talking about like wormholes and aliens and science. That's another freaking show. But
Reptile
anyway,
people in
again,
the center of the
interesting conversations on set, and I'm sure we're gonna have some more tomorrow. But anyway, we're about out of time, ladies and gentlemen. And one more time, Joe.
Where does the time go?
I think it went up over in that corner over there. So give our viewers a
So we
the
are
call to action.
We are Jar Studios. We are located at 2725 Dawes Street in Rancho Cordova, California. You can find us at Jar. Was it Escape Jar? It was Escape Jar, wasn't it?
Yes.
Somebody
Somebody
wrote
said
it. Austin did
said
that. Thank you, Austin.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Austin Powers.
So you can find us at escapejar.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook. Go ahead and send me a friend request. If you have any questions, if I didn't cover something in here today, you wanted me to elaborate, please go ahead and you can message me, you can ask me on the Facebook page. I will get back to you and I'll do everything I can to answer your questions. And we will be posting, we start off with a couple initial videos. We're gonna be posting more as we get closer to an actual opening date. We'll be giving a little more sneak peeks into what's going on with our escape room.
And we are actually going to be coming back and interviewing him again. This is just part one. But anyway, Joe, I appreciate your time, brother. And this is a really cool place. It's a great idea. And we're going to work out something. I'm putting him on the spot here. We're going to work out something for all of our viewers, and we're going to give a code, maybe get some kind of whatever. You work that out.
Oh yeah, we can do promo codes and that kind of thing.
Yeah. And but hey, come check this guy out. I'm going to be here on the first freaking day. And is there one piece of advice that you want to leave these people with?
Oh gosh, just one?
I know that a plethora is in your cerebrum right now.
I would say maintain perspective. Life can always be worse. Here's the one piece of advice I'll give you. This is one of my favorite philosophies in life.
Okay.
Challenge people to make your life better. If you walk around and you tell people, if they ask you how you're doing and you say life can't get any worse, well guess what? If they make your life worse, you lost twice. Now you're wrong and your life is worse. So if people ask you how you're doing, say, hey, life can't get any better. Challenge them to make your life better because you'll never be happier to be proven wrong.
There you go. And never say what he said about can't get any worse to a horror filmmaker, because I'll think of something that would do that. Again, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate every one of you that tune into Facebook Live and everyone that's going to be watching this on theedgeradio.us. We've got some big things coming up. We've got some new shows coming on and some new artists. And again, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys watching and paying attention. I'm sure this guy appreciates it. Absolutely. Everyone that's been watching all around the United States, Christina McManus says, oh, awesome advice. Absolutely. Hey, this guy's got to get to work. I got to get to a play in the Nether is what I'm going to see at the Capitol Stage tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's going to be
Little
cool.
live theater?
Yeah, so I'm going to be down there. And speaking of live theater, I got to give one shout out. I am in a play. It's written by Ian Hodge. And go check it out. It's going to be on my Facebook later. It's called Fragile Things. I'm going to put that information. Get tickets. It's going to be at the Uli Theater.
Support local theater, folks.
Starting in March, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys very much. Peace out. I love ya.